I was going to say President Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Probably.
Who is, if those of you who don't know, a collector of Conan the Barbarian comic books.
Yeah, I wonder if he goes down like every Wednesday to a comic book store in
No,
DC.
no, he doesn't.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
It's like,
has
I
a
know
guy-
I have presidential duties, but it is New Comic Day. Gotta get some new
Wednesday.
books.
I
should say that
read
if-
Conan when Becky Cloonan and Brian Wood were doing it, but I haven't read.
Brian Wood is still doing the main Conan book.
Oh,
And
okay.
speaking of Brian Wood, there's going to be an X-Men book coming out, another X-Men book just called X-Men, #1, written by Brian Wood, and the description reads, "Because you demanded it." 'Cause we all know you did.
I don't remember demanding it.
You did. I don't think you remember, but they did like the Men in Black mind wipe thing, but you did demand it. The X-Women finally get their own book. And then another book coming out, The Wake, or just Wake, I don't know, written by Scott Snyder and art done by one of my favorites,
For a second, I was like, "Is that the director of Watchmen?"
Yes,
That's
I-
Zack Snyder, right?
Zack Snyder, yeah.
This is a guy who did the
300.
I was gonna say Scott. What's a
Scott
comic
Snyder?
guy? Scott Snyder. He did the Owl, the Batman, Night of the Owl, right? Was that him?
Yes. Yep.
Oh no, Death in the Family was that. Well, maybe he did both of them. Who knows?
What, back in the 80s?
No. The new one,
The more recent one.
Death of the Family.
Yeah.
Like,
Had
got
to
my-
do with
got my
Joker, and
prepositions
his
wrong.
face was weird.
Yeah.
Surgically removed.
Surgically removed.
Death of the Family was very good, very creepy.
Yeah. But this book also,
Explains why Batman never kills the Joker.
yeah.
And he says, "You think it's because I have this code of honor? Like, no, I would kill you if it was effective. I've got a different reason that I don't kill you. Read it and find out."
No, no, I won't. Oh, wait.
Now
I
you'll
can just
have
go
to
read
read
it.
So this one seems like it's going to be a pretty good book. One of my favorite artists, Sean Murphy, did Punk Rock Jesus. He did Constantine miniseries. I don't think he's ever done Batman, but I've seen some sketches he's done for that. It's a pretty cool looking Batman. We have also a bunch of annuals this week. I won't go into details about a bunch of them, but it's that time of the year. Annual
it's that
books are
time
coming
already,
out.
huh?
We
Time
have
flies.
an Adventure Time annual.
Ooh.
I like Adventure Time, so that's going to be pretty exciting. Batman: The Dark Knight, Catwoman, Earth 2, and Red Hood and the Outlaws all have annuals coming out this week. And then a couple books I'm looking forward to as I will name this segment, this specific part right now, Kevin's current comic faves.
Ooh.
So
Kevin's current comic faves.
So I might even put little things on the shelf, so if you missed the podcast one week, you can, and you come in, you see these things on the shelf. They're what I've been talking about. Looking forward to a couple books this week. Injustice, the comic based off the video game, which I have yet to play, but I hear it's amazing. The book has been really good. Issue number 5's coming out. Fury Max, which is a book about Nick Fury, written by Garth Ennis, which has been really good so far. If you're a Garth Ennis fan and a Punisher fan, right now this is an issue that's finishing up, I believe, an arc that has to do with Barracuda. If you don't know who Barracuda is, and you're a fan of the Punisher, definitely check him out. He's an interesting character.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember reading a series with Barracuda.
Yeah.
He had his own series.
He had a
couple years ago,
miniseries,
right?
yeah. And what was funny about that is they had a character in that miniseries.
He was a mean dude.
He was a mean dude. Yeah. There was a character in his miniseries though who was like a mob boss kind of guy who was basically Christopher Walken. Like they put the punctuation in, and like you're supposed to read it like how Christopher Walken kind of talks. It was really interesting.
I love when they do that with people.
Me too. Always throw that in. You'll not like if you ever notice certain artists will always put like something they like kind of in the background.
There's a good one. Is Miles Morales, the new Ultimate Spider-Man. What's the guy's name? Daniel Glover, not Danny Glover. Is that right? The dude from
Community.
Community.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, Daniel Glover, right?
Yeah.
he was campaigning, I think, semi-seriously to be cast as the new Spider-Man when they were doing the Amazing Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And it became like this Twitter sensation or something like that. And I think
Internet sensation.
Yeah, in a nod to that, I think that they tried to make the new Miles Morales Spider-Man look a little bit like him.
That's
Really?
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I remember hearing he was talking about it, and he's like, people were saying, "Oh yeah, he should do it." He didn't have any say in it. He was just like, "Really, me, black guy as Spider-Man? I don't." Okay, but there were people like, "No, he'd be terrible." Blah blah blah.
Didn't Miles Morales quit last week? That's what I thought.
He's well, they're trying to. They did a 1 year later kind of thing, which is pretty cool. I think from a story direction.
By the way,
wise.
spoilers if you haven't read it yet.
No.
I'll try. Well, he's wrestling just like Peter Parker often was. He just suffered a family tragedy.
Yes.
And he feels like his spider powers are kind of at the root of it. Being or trying to be Spider-Man is causing all these problems in his life, and it'd be safer, he thinks, if he just didn't do it for everyone that he loves. So
Now-
a classic Spider-Man.
but didn't he
conundrum.
learn anything from the Spider-Man 2 movie? Or was it 3? I don't remember. But where it's like, crime is up 500% since Spider-Man left.
That seems a little
Yeah.
like really 500%.
Police are not doing their job.
Yeah, they've really taken it easy since Spider-Man came around. But speaking of Spider-Man, that brings me to the weekly contest that I've been doing.
Kevin's Weekly Comic Contest.
That one that Evan said, that's the title. So, we had 2 people enter into the comic contest. Which comic sold the most copies for May 15th? So last week's New Comic Day. Michael Tew, good sport, he guessed Age of Ultron, number 8, which came out. And then Chris Eldridge guessed Avengers, Enemy Within. And Michael was close, but the difference between the number 1 and the number 2 books were 1 copy. So Ultimate Spider-Man number 23 sold 16 copies. Age of Ultron sold 15.
I didn't know it was that popular.
Yeah. So no one won this week. Better luck next week, guys.
You know, I was thinking, guys, if you ever listen to the podcast and you just happen to remember it when you come into the store, if you happen to see Kevin, me, give us your guess. You don't have to email it to us. We'll be happy to enter you in the contest if you come up to us and say, "Hey, Kevin, you know what?
Hey, what?
And they'll go, "I think that Darkwing Duck number 6 sold the most copies."
And you'd be right.
And you would say, "I don't think that exists." And then they'd say, "That's my submission for the contest." So if you just want to come in and talk to us about the podcast and try to enter any of our contests, just let us know. We're
Let us know. Yeah, we're always out and
Always
around
here.
and love to chat with you. But if you did want to email us, you could email us at podcast@thatse.com.
or call us at 508-499-ZORG. ZORG. I don't know what numbers those are, so I'm just going to go with Zorg.
That's fine. I like how we all say Zorg in unison now.
All is Zorg.
What do we got next, Matt?
Let's see. I got a couple of new collections I wanted to talk about. Let's see. We got a bunch of low number Amazing Spider-Mans in. Pretty nice stuff. I think there's some really cool early classic Ditko stuff. First appearances of just about everybody. First appearance of the Lizard. Do we have one of the Vulture? Maybe a Doc Ock. They're early everyone. Early numbers. Some are really nice, affordable copies. If you want a really nice book and you're on a budget, some of them are really sharp, high-end ones. So if you're a high roller and looking to fill in some holes in your Spidey collection, come on down. We should be able to help you out. I also want to throw out that we got a bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, which is hot right now. Looking forward to the movie coming out in a year or two. But we got Rocket Raccoons.
Yeah.
Something that we have that you can't get anywhere is Star-Lord's first appearance, a Marvel Preview number 4. Got a few copies of that that we could sell to any interesting parties very happily. First solo appearances of Guardians in the Galaxy, I believe, is Marvel Presents is it 3 through 6 or 3 through 4? Yeah, there's a series in Marvel Presents. We've stocked up on that. Those are out. Good reading, good thing to snatch up. Very hot right now. So come on down and get your copies. I also put out a bunch of X-Men from the early 80s. Filled in big runs of that. Really nice copies. Some really classic stuff. I started reading them myself, and I feel like there's nothing like reading a quality old book that holds up over time from the original book. You get that old book smell.
I love that smell, actually.
So they say there's a chemical in paper that when it breaks down creates I think it's vanillin or something, somehow related to vanilla, but it's a scent that like has an aroma therapeutic effect on human beings.
So it's like aromatherapy instead of candles. Just get some old comic books.
Yeah, old comic books,
Or you can do both, like we were talking about before.
Shove them in your wall. The house will smell like vanilla, and then you can pay for your house.
Exactly. That's probably what his thought was.
Pick up some old back issues, which are always buy 20 or more, get 20% off, and then line your walls with them. Your house will smell great.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I got some magic news.
Magic news. What's going on in the magic world? Oh, by the way,
it's magic.
You know, Nate, who is our other resident magic wizard for the store, told me, because I was asking about Dragon's Maze, he said that a dragon owns the maze. It's like a city, and like a dragon owns the maze.
No,
what I was...
Okay. Essentially, he discovered the maze.
Okay. He didn't like buy this maze was like, I'm gonna have people get lost in this maze.
Well, so he discovered it, and then he like set himself up as like the ruler of it.
Yeah,
so it's like his domain now.
Pretty much.
Cool.
I believe. I played the game. I learned the story by the little flavor text on the bottom. They have novels, but
they have comics as well, right? Do they have them coming?
They do have comics. Yeah. If you're a Magic fan, they've been putting out pretty decent Magic comics
with cards.
And some of them are really good. Some of them are just cards that either have only been printed in one set, or they're just not readily available, and they have new art and everything. So if you're a Magic player and want to read some good Magic stories, just check out the comic. We have a bunch on the rack. But Magic news this Saturday, we have Magic Game Day, which is going to be a standard tournament, $5 entry. We're going to have a bunch of promos to give away. So hopefully we'll be able to see people there. Other than that, Magic just released a rules update for their... which I'm not going to go into the details with you guys, because...
I don't play Magic.
It'll be gibberish. But some pretty important rule changes that may affect... a lot of people, either some people, think the sky's falling because of it, and other people realize that it's just a game, and Wizards and knows what they're doing to get more people into the game. So essentially, there's just some quirky rules that they just decided that, you know what, we're just going to get rid of these. They don't make sense.
Are they like rules like, oh, play this card and your opponent has to hop on 1 foot for 2 minutes?
No, essentially, sometimes you have really good cards and they have subtypes of Legends or Planeswalker, and if 2 people have them out at the same time, they both get destroyed. So you're one of the strategies is, to destroy your thing, I'm just going to play the same card. And they figured, if people are playing with these cards, they want to actually play with them. So now it's yourself and the opponent can have the same card, but I can't have 2 of the same card. So it's still like a legend, like I play this legendary creature, and it's not like another person plays a legendary creature and then they both explode, which I'm sure is what would happen if the time continuum.
Yeah, kind of like Cyclops. A time paradox. Yeah. They like touch, like in some movies, and then all of they
but
both...
now it's like I get to play with that cool creature, and so do you, but I don't get to play with 2 of them because that's just absurd. But
that makes sense. I figure you're each a planeswalker, kind of controlling your own reality.
Yeah, and basically, like, there were some weird loopholes